Students, for today's class, we are going to learn how to work with functions. Our topic today is working with functions. In the previous class, we have learned the definition of function, the types of function, the process of creating or defining functions. Now, today we are going to learn how to work with functions. As you know, I am K.S. Praneeth Chowdhury from the Department of Computer Science, SRR Government Arts and Science College, Karimnagar. So, in the previous class, we have learned what arguments are. Now, we are going to learn about how to pass these arguments by reference. Arguments or parameters, both are same. So here all the arguments in Python language are passed by reference. In C language we can see that values can be passed, arguments can be passed either through values or through reference, but in Python the arguments are passed by reference. This means that if we change what a parameter refers within a function, the change also reflects back in the calling function. So whatever the changes we make in the calling function, they are reflected in the caller function. So the point here we have to remember is Python accepts only values by reference. That means arguments are passed by reference. Let us see the example here for pass by reference. As we have learned that def is the keyword, change me is the name of the function, mylist is the name of the list. I repeat, def is the keyword for defining a function, change me is the name of the function, open parenthesis, mylist close parenthesis semicolon, mylist shows the name of the list. So the function has a string there. This changes a passed list into this function. Now we see that mylist.append, where we can edit or add values or remove values from that list. There are 4 values there in the list: 1, 2, 3, 4. So the first line is the thing where we define the function, and the next 3 lines where we have created the function, and the 4th line or 5th line where we see print function, we are getting the values from the above function. So as you can see that there we have called the print function, and there is another function or another list called as my list, which contains 10, 20, 30. See the name there on the top. We have a my list with 1, 2, 3, 4, and at the bottom we have a my list, that is the name of the list, which is containing 10, 20, 30. Change me my list. So change me is the name of the function, as we have seen. Now again it is calling the function my list. Now we are getting the values there. We are calling the function using the print function, print values outside the function my list. So now the first one was called when the values were 1, 2, 3, 4, and the second one was called when the values were 10, 20, 30. Here nothing to get confused. You can see the values in the output. So here we are maintaining the reference of the past object and appending values in the same object. So the following result will be the output of the function which we have called. You see here we have called the function in the second 4 lines, that is change me. So the above values were included in the inside function and also in the outside function. Hence we have got the following output. Inside the function it is saying the producing the 7 values, and outside the function also it is producing the 7 values. Now let us see another example for pass by reference. Here also we see DEF, change me. DEF is the keyword for defining a function. Change me is the name of the function. My list is the name of the list, and you can see the syntax. List is enclosed in parenthesis with a colon at the end, and we see that my list contains the values 1, 2, 3, 4 values inside the function where we see the my list. There the values are called here, and again we see a my list 10, 20, 30 where the function has been called there, change me my list. So here we are getting the values here, print values outside the function, where we are getting the print statements in both values inside the function and values outside the function. So now you can see the difference in between the previous example and this example. You can see that the function was not called here from the global to the local block. So the parameter mylist is local to the function change me. Now changing mylist within the function does not affect the second mylist. So this function accomplishes nothing, and finally this would produce the following result seen on the screen. The values inside the function are 1, 2, 3, 4. You can see there on the top block, and the values outside the function are 10, 20, 30, which you can see in the second block. So here the arguments or the parameters were not passed into one another. since my list is local to that block itself. So just observe the difference in between these two examples. Have a look on the screen to observe the differences in between the two examples. Just make a note of why the 7 values were not printed here in the second example, whereas the 7 values were printed in the first example. So we should keep in mind that parameters are passed only by reference in Python. Now let us study about the formal arguments, types of arguments or types of formal arguments. We see 4 types of formal arguments here. 1. Required arguments. Second, keyword arguments. Third, default arguments. And the fourth one, variable length arguments. I repeat, we see the types of formal arguments on the screen, which are classified into required arguments, keyword arguments, default arguments, variable length arguments. Just note down them. Now, what is the difference between all these 4 arguments? All are the arguments, but there is somewhat difference in between these 4 arguments. Now we are going to briefly discuss about the required arguments. Required arguments are the arguments that are passed into a function in an exact order. You can see the definition there. Required arguments are the arguments passed to a function in correct positional order. So the first argument sent to the function will be the first value. So the thing we have to remember in required arguments is the number of arguments in the function call should match the number of arguments in the function definition. So the number of values in caller function and the number of values in callee function should be the same. So the thing to be memorized for required arguments is arguments are sent to the function in the correct order. Now keyword arguments. Keyword arguments are related to the function calls. When we use the keyword arguments in a function call, the caller identifies the arguments by the parameter name. So since we are able to understand that Python only makes use of call by reference, here the thing is the caller function identifies the arguments by the parameter name. So this allows us to skip arguments or place them out of order because the Python is able to use the keywords provided to match the values with parameters. This is simply identifying a student using the hall ticket number. The student has a name, particular name, but when there are two or three names with the same name, then hall ticket number is as the reference to identify that student. So just have a look on the keyword arguments. Now coming to default argument. Default argument is an argument that assumes a default value if a value is not provided in the function call for that argument. So here we see that the argument is sent to the function, but there is no value there, and that is called as the default argument. I repeat the definition again. A default argument is an argument that assumes a default value if a value is not provided in the function call for that argument. Now the last one, that is the variable length arguments. So this depends on the number of arguments we have sent to the function. So there may be some chances that we may need to process a function for more number of arguments than we have specified while defining a function. While defining a function, if we define them to use only 4 values in the list, but while calling the function there were more than 4 values, then variable length arguments are to be used here. So when should variable length arguments should be used? When we need to process a function for more number of arguments than we have specified while defining the function. These arguments are called variable length arguments and are not named in the function definition, unlike required and default arguments. So just have a look on the 4 different types of arguments: required arguments, keyword arguments, default arguments, variable length arguments. You can see the definition of required arguments. The thing to be remembered is arguments are to be passed in exact order. Next, keyword arguments. These are the arguments which are identified using the keywords. That's the name there, keyword arguments. It is also called as the parameter name. So Python interpreter can identify the name there given in the list. Here we see default arguments. Default argument topic comes into existence when we send a value to the function where there is no value. That means no value is sent from the function, but something is been called there. So that is called as the default argument. And the last one, the most important one in Python, variable length arguments. These variable length arguments are needed to process a function for more arguments than we specified while defining a function. These arguments are called variable length arguments and are not named in the function definition, unlike required and default arguments. So these four types of arguments, any one of the argument may be your short answer in the examination. So remember that all these are very much important for Python. Just have a look on the screen. First example, output for the first example. Second example, output for the second example. The different types of formal arguments. You can see the required arguments here, the definition, when to use, what's the process. Similarly, keyword arguments. Next, default arguments and variable length arguments. Thank you very much for your silent hearing. Thank you.